Hi, Grace Judson here with some tips for better team meetings. Because right now, everyone is trying to figure out how to make meetings productive when you're home dealing with kids, the dog's barking, and the cat's trying to sit on the keyboard. I know that I have a certain amount of cat fur in my keyboard at the moment from the cat shedding. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 quick tips on managing remote team meetings that you can use right away to help yourself and your team get the most from every meeting you hold. Look out, because you may find that your meetings will be even more productive than they were when you all sat together in a conference room. I've been leading meetings remotely for decades, starting with that good old, remember the conference phone line? And of course, now we're all on video. So I've seen a lot of things that have gone wrong and how good a video meeting can be. Okay, before we get started, quick reminder, click the subscribe button and make sure you also click the bell to be notified when I release a video on all things management and leadership every Wednesday morning. All right, I am assuming you are on video since, everybody is now. So the first tip I have for you is to make sure that everyone, this is going to sound really obvious, make sure everyone knows how to use the platform you're on. Everyone should know where their mute button is. And in case they don't, you need to know how to mute and unmute individual participants when necessary. Remember, the dog barks. Okay. Secondly, I highly recommend that remote teams meet every day just for a quick 15-minute check-in to see each other's faces. You can do a status update at the same time, obviously, but even if you don't need the status update, it is important because when your team was used to working in the same building and seeing each other all the time, now a lot of people are feeling isolated and anxious, and the opportunity to see each other and say, hello, yes, we're still here, we're still a team, that can do wonders to help keep spirits up. And along those lines, my third suggestion is that you have a standard practice of opening up the video call 10 minutes or so ahead of the official meeting start time. This gives everyone a chance to come in early, say hi, and engage in the kind of informal but really important to team dynamics. That conversation you'd normally have while waiting for an in-person meeting to get started. You know, when people are accumulating in the conference room, there's always some conversation going on, and people don't recognize how important that can be to having that sense of team cohesiveness and team integration, if you will. Okay, fourth, this is also a useful thing at any time, but especially now when people are stressed and anxious. Go around the virtual room and ask each person to indicate how they're feeling, but not with an actual emotion or description, just with one word: red, yellow, green, or pass. I think it's pretty clear what each one of those would mean. And this makes it clear where each person is on the stressed out and overwhelmed scale without asking anyone to be uncomfortably vulnerable. There's no discussion needed. Uh, I do suggest that you reach out to the red and maybe the pass people individually after the meeting to see what's up, but it just gives people a sense of how everyone's doing without having to go through lengthy explanations, or, like I said, for those people who don't really want to open up that much, to be that vulnerable, they can still give people a sense of where they're at. Okay, number 5, if you have team members working in different time zones, make sure you rotate the meeting start time so it doesn't always favor one zone while making other employees either get up at dark 30 or work late into their evening. Sixth, encourage your team to use the video platform, the meeting platform, for informal get-togethers just as they would in the office. You can suggest that they schedule time to have a 15-minute video coffee break or even a full hour's lunch break with each other, or for that matter, happy hour on Fridays. And finally, number 7, you don't have an office or a cubicle now where your employees can just stop by with a question or a problem, but you can schedule office hours on video. And then you hang out there, your team can drop in when they need to, and then you can lock the room. Most platforms have that function so that no one else can come in, and anyone bumping into a locked door can simply come back later, just as they would if your office door was closed. This can be really important because sometimes people will have a question or a concern or something they want to hash out that isn't really important enough in their mind to schedule an actual meeting with you, but which if you were in the office, they would have stopped by or they would have bumped into you in the break room or wherever and had that conversation with you. And sometimes this can be really important. You can get work done if nobody's around. They know they can drop in and have that informal conversation when they need to. Okay, that's it. 7 quick tips for better remote team meetings. Which one did you like best? Which one was maybe oh, I really want to try that? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you have suggestions for other ideas about remote meetings, how to have better remote meetings, by all means, leave a note so that everyone can know, because we can all use ideas for making meetings more productive, right? And if you like this video, please let me know by clicking that thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your colleagues so that they can use these ideas as well. And I'll see you in the next video next Wednesday. Take care.